Good morning, everyone. So, already you have started Act 4, Scene 1. Whether it is important or not important, that does not matter. What matters, is it interesting or not interesting? Now, what is the most important thing in Act 4, Scene 1 is the verdict. It is also known as trial scene, and the trial is yet to start. Presently, what is going on? A kind of argument is going on, and this argument is basically organized by the Duke, presented by the Duke in order to just stop the case, to cease the procedure of judgment and further disputes. So, here we have two major characters, as you know. One is Antonio, and what you have seen in Antonio here, he is submissive, and we have found him like this since Act 3, Scene 3. When the gaoler took him out, that time he mentioned that he doesn't want to stay out, doesn't want to request further to Shylock, and does not want to make any further argument or any kind of mutual discussion with Shylock. So, same thing, and Shylock, as the scene progresses, as the drama progresses, we are finding him more and more arrogant, extremely revengeful, and most importantly, a father who is totally broken, shaken due to the elopement of his daughter. All this anger, all these aspects are falling straight upon Antonio. So, what we are finding here, Shylock, in case of Shylock, there is no point, there is no point for him to excuse Antonio. A drama is often measured by the way it ends. Antonio, this Merchant of Venice is no exception, but obviously the ending here is special. In course of time, we will study plenty of tragedies or comedies or many other things, but Merchant of Venice is a special one due to the confusion in pity. For whom we will pity, Shylock or Antonio? What good has been done by Antonio except giving loan to people without interest? He is obviously a good friend. Same, Shylock is obviously a good father. If someone is good to his family, it does not make him a very good person. His contribution to the society is very important. If Antonio is bad, Shylock is also bad, and vice versa. Same is the case if Antonio is good. We have hardly any points to directly say that Shylock is bad. We have to also call Shylock is good. So, it is a matter of understanding the way you understand the points. Take it the way you want. I will not tell you to consider Antonio a hero or Shylock a hero. That is up to you. Whatever you think, that you do. Now, in one thing you should keep it in mind, in ICSE often you ask that is this the correct answer? Children, you have developed the habit of writing the appropriate answer for a long time, since last year. But one thing for sure, keep it in mind, in this particular year, you can consider anything right or wrong. Everything is fleeting. Nothing is permanent in this world. So as the answers. So if anyone asks you, is Lorenzo a correct character? You can write erase or no, whatever you wish, but there should be a strong, confirm and steep logic behind that one. Without that, there will be some dispute. So what I want from you, you should develop and continue the habit of writing proper answer that you are doing for a long period of time. don't stop it, and be logical, much more logical and informative, provide much more information while writing your answer. So, here you go, this is the Act 4 Scene 1. What if my house be troubled with rat, and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned? What are you answer yet? See to whom Shylock is speaking, to the Duke of Venice, the ultimate head of Venice. And look at his attitude towards him. He is saying that if I wish, I can spend 10,000 ducats only to kill a piece of rat. You may also think this is foolish, idiotic and extravagant. Tell me, is it illegal? No, no. One man can have a cup of coffee for 5 rupees, one can have a cup of coffee for 10,000 rupees in the 7-star hotel. Can you say, why are you drinking 10,000 rupees coffee? Because he has money, he is drinking, he is allowed to drink. His economical condition is allowing him to drink. Law is allowing him to drink. So, he is taking a cup of coffee, spending 10,000 rupees. So, if a man is allowed by his financial condition as well as law to spend some 10,000 bucks to kill a piece of rat, what goes to you and I and to the Duke? You can't stop him. You can criticize him, you can hate him, you can love him, you can ignore him, you can avoid him. You can't stop him. Some men there are love not a gaping pig. Some people do not love the roasted pig or the pork. Keep it in mind, to he is speaking to the Duke, and look at his attitude. Daredevil. One word we can have from him, for him. Some that are mad if they behold a cat. Some people cannot tolerate a cat, and others when the bagpipe sings in the nose, and some people cannot tolerate the nasal sound of the bagpipe. So, we can like something, we can dislike something. It is up to our own. Liking and disliking for something cannot be stopped, cannot be protected or rejected by laws, because these are not illegal. For affection, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood. Affection, mistress of passion. Our passion is actually directed by whom? Directed by affection. Our passion is directed by affection, and our mood sways, changes to what we like and dislike due to our passion. So, our mood is controlled by passion, and passion is controlled by affection. So, our liking or disliking for anything, it depends on our affection. Now, for your answer, as there is no firm reason to be rendered, there is no confirmed reason that I can deliver, dear Duke. Why he cannot abide a gaping pig? Why he a harmless cat? Why he a woolen bagpipe? I cannot tell you why a fellow does not like a cat, or hates a bagpipe, or avoid a pig. But a fourth must yield to such inevitable same as to offend, himself being offended. Inevitable means which is sure to happen, which is sure to happen. So, he is saying that when we give answer to certain things that may be liked or disliked by someone, some people will like and some people will dislike that answer. So, it is a fact, it is a genuine fact that when you give logic, when you give reasoning and explanation to your answer, immediately that will be liked or disliked by someone, and some people will get offended, just like Shylock got offended when Antonio spoke bad about his religion. So, we should not do that, and Shylock knows that very well. Shylock is saying that he will not do the same foolishness as Antonio. He will not give any answer, because that will bring inevitable shame. That will surely make him ashamed as well as offend many people. So he does not want to offend anyone, neither want to get offended by anyone. He will not give any answer for his choice of a pound of flesh. The way people hate a cat, the way a person may like or dislike the pig, or the way a person hates the sound of bagpipe, in the same way he loves and likes to have a pound of flesh from Antonio. And since it is legally awarded, there is no power in Venice that can alter or change his mind. So can I give no reason? Nor I will not. I will not give any reason. For more than a large hate, it is not a common hate, but a certain loathing, a deep-rooted hatred I bear Antonio. Certain loathing, deep-rooted hatred. So, and large hate means common hatred. So I don't have a common basic hatred towards Antonio. It's a deep-rooted hatred. Thus I follow this losing suit against him. He is following a losing suit. He is losing an amount of 3,000 ducats only for taking a pound of flesh. So he is following a losing suit only for one reason, because he hates Antonio. Are you answered? Are you happy with the answer, Duke? So you can see the way he is behaving with the Duke. There is so power in his speech, so confirmation in his speech, you can see. Have a nice understanding of that one. Have a look at each and every word. Finding doubt, obviously, let me know. Thank you.